scoring team in the country. But it's tough to score when you don't have the ball, and Syracuse has dominated the possession game, all thanks to the face-off X, where the Orange are winning it at a 75%. Hey everybody, alongside four-time All-American Rick Beardsley, I'm Jay Alter. Rick, you take a look at that game a week ago for Syracuse, really challenged by Army, but the Orange found a way to win.
Syracuse down by a bunch of goals going into halftime. I don't know what Coach Desko said, but it certainly fired up the senior Jamie Tromboli, who came out on fire. The attack with 0 points last week, the senior stepped up in a big way. He's been on fire, can beat you on ball, beat you off ball, and beat you with the dodge.
5 goals to lead the Orange. John Desko telling us could have given it to any of these 3 guys. Trimboli, Jacob Fopp at the faceoff X, and Drake Porter, who had a career high in saves.
Jacob Fopp is basically make it, take it right now, Jay. And Drake Porter, in tight saves, the kid makes it with any part of his body. So good.
Going to be a tough night for Porter, though. As we mentioned, Hobart, the highest scoring team in the country. These are the 2 guys that lead the way.
Well, the dynamic duo of Eric Holden and Jason Cox. Cox, the big lefty Canadian bomber, who is an off-ball finisher, who shoots with accuracy and power. And Eric Holden, there he is, the quarterback of this Hobart offense, strong dodger, who can hurt you with the shot or pass. This duo will cause matchup issues for the Orange defense without All-American Nick Mellon, who's out with a leg injury this week, Jay.
John Desko telling us Nick Mellon, the 2-time All-American, continues to be week to week. They're hoping to have him back for Hobart, or for Hopkins, but don't have him for Hobart. On the other sideline, Greg Raymond told us this week, I played at Johns Hopkins. I was trained to hate the Orange, go coach at Hobart. It's our biggest rival. And coming into the Carrier Dome for the final game, and as the Carrier Dome as we know it now, a renovation coming Monday. And it's fitting that it's these 2 teams, a long-lasting rivalry here in central New York, and we are underway. So Hobart actually in orange and Syracuse in the home white. So we get our first look at this Orange offense.
Well, that first midfield stepped up last week. As we talked about in the open, Tromboli has absolutely been on fire, but the guy I'd love to see get on fire would be Tucker Dordovic, number 23 for the Orange.
There's Tromboli. Trying to make instant offense, and instead right into the stick of Sam Lucchese. Hobart said we've got to dominate on the clears against the Syracuse team, number 3 in the country. Can't afford to give them extra possessions. They're going to get enough at the face-off X.
Well, right now, Hobart went with what we call an open clear versus the Syracuse zone ride. An open clear creates the middle of the field is open and keeps 2 guys, so they have a bunch of options down the side of the field. Easy clear. Great, great, great scouting done by Coach Raymond and the staff here on that.
First look at this offense that leads the country in goals scored. And not by a little either. They average more than 4 goals a game than second place Cornell. 23 goals a game. How do you try and stop them?
Well, you try to contain them. I think with Syracuse, they got enough athletes, you have to speed the game up. But we will soon see.
Justin Scott curling around the cage. Didn't get a great angle, but it will stay with Hobart. There's Drake Porter coming off that career high 18 saves. He really kept him in that Army game in that first half, gave him a chance to come back, trying to get off to a better start this week.
Interesting, Hobart's attacking the short stick, slowing the game down a little bit. Seems like they found a little chinch in the armor.
You know, kind of edging out.
They think.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Eric Holden had to let it fly, and that's a turnover. Shot clock violation, and Syracuse takes possession back.
Very odd for a team that averages 33 total points in a game to actually take the entire 80 seconds, Jay.
Well, trying to feel out the Syracuse defense, right?
Well, Syracuse's defense is definitely still hurt by the missing of their All-American Nick Mellon, but they're doing the best job they can. Syracuse definitely is deeper at the defensive midfield, but we'll see. That was a great first series for the Orange to get them to go 80 seconds and get a shot clock violation.
Second line midfield's on. Lucas Quinn decided to fire it again. Easy save for the senior Lucchese.
Well, Lucas Quinn just went high to high. He's got to change levels on that. Hobart's been packing it in and forcing Syracuse right away to beat them off the dodge, which Syracuse had a lot of difficulty doing last week against the Army.
So you'd like to see Hobart initiate that attack earlier in the shot clock, right?
Well, we are seeing it right here. A little
Open
early
shot,
offense.
But he missed it, whizzed it right by Porter's cage. Eric Holden, a good look there.
Hobart can't change who they are. If I'm Greg Raymond and the Hobart Statesman, you have athletes, you got a run and gun. As long as Syracuse can keep up, it should be to your advantage.
This is Tommy Moore, number 2 in orange. Both of these teams relying on their depth. They don't run the same 6 guys on offense. They like to rotate them through.
Hobart's been attacking the wings. Jay, the lower end of the field on the sides, 10 yards above the goal line extended. Why you do that is that puts immediate stress on the Syracuse defense if they side slow.
Shot clock winding down again on Hobart. Only 13 seconds to work with after that Ryan Archer miss.
Well, if you know that name and you're a Syracuse lacrosse fan, Ryan Archer, son of All-American Jamie Archer, Syracuse attack All-American, and a 3-year starter, and done a spectacular job in his career thus far.
And again, back-to-back shot clock violations. This Hobart offense doesn't look like the same we've seen the last 3 weeks.
I mean, is the Carrier Dome getting to them? Is that 3-goal advantage intimidating them, especially being the last game here in the original Carrier Dome?
Well, we spoke with Greg Raymond, and I said, do you think you can carry the confidence in when you're playing the number 3 team in the country? He says, I hope so. You're only going to find out when the bright lights are on. And they're on right now, and right now, Hobart, back-to-back shot clock violations to start this game. Let's see if Syracuse can capitalize.
When we spoke to Coach Desko, his big thing is he wants to play this game 6-on-6. Hobart is slowing the ball down. Hobart had a disguised 10-man ride the last time Syracuse had it.
Tucker Dordovic showing off the wheels and blasts it right by Lucchese. And the orange draws first blood.
Dordovic with a simple alley dodge, little split, overhand, low and away. Dordovic feeling confident right there. Great move, plants his feet. Lucchese dropped his hands to the inside, and Dordovic just blasted it by him. Well-placed shot, but Sam Lucchese's a good enough goalie, should be on that.
That is a glimpse of the old Tucker Dordovic, the Tucker Dordovic that Syracuse fans have waited to see this season.
Well, we saw a lot from him last week. He did step up in the Army game when they needed him to. I mean, the kid's very good, let's just face it.
Started all 15 games as a freshman. Was supposed to be an All-American a year ago, but missed the entire season with a foot injury. And he is looking back and better than ever now as Jacob Fopp, like he's done all season, wins another possession for the Orange.
The kid is an absolute warrior. Lost the clamp, the guy went out front, Fopp hustled, made the turnover, picked it up, and got Syracuse the ball. That's why Jake Fopp, 77% on the season and not 27. Hustle.
That time Lucchese got a piece of it. Rafe is trying to track it down for the Orange, and he does. Sam Lucchese, the senior from Garden City, New York. He's been active early in this game. Comes in feeling really confident, saving more than 60% of the shots he's faced this season. This is Griffin Cook.
You ever notice on the second midline, it goes a lot to that man right there who seems to be the alpha male in this group?
Lucas Quinn, he started the season really well. Had a clean look there, but just put it right into the stick of Lucchese.
That's 2 shots high to high on Lucchese, stick side for. He's just got to, Lucas Quinn has got to change levels there. Made a great move, headbutt, bang, right into his stick. I mean, come on, you got to change levels here. Great matchup here. Kennedy versus Holden, the quarterback. Kennedy, the best cover guy right now on Syracuse's defense with Nick Mellon out. Won that matchup.
And here is Holden, trying to make something happen for Hobart. Giveaway, though. This offense totally out of rhythm. I mean, this does not look like a team that scores 23 goals a game.
Syracuse right now is winning their matchups. That is the key to this. If Hobart wants to get themselves on track, I think they better start pushing the ball in transition. But Syracuse is stopping that transition with that deep zone ride.
This is Peter Girth. You like to see him stay out on offense. Does so here, takes a rip. That got a piece of the pipe.
Like I said, he's my pick to take in the PLL. The kid's an absolute beast. Can play offense, play defense, great two-way guy. I love when the train comes down the track. I get excited, my friend.
And just like that, Brendan Curry makes it 2 for the Orange. It's been that first line midfield like they did against Army a week ago, stepping up and starting the game strongly for the Orange.
Brendan Curry. Oh my goodness, what a split dodge to the lefty blast. Last week he took the game right over and he just picks up where he left off. What a move, what a blast. Reminiscent of an old number 26 that I played with, Dom Finn, who is that type of slick dodger. Hall of Famer, Brendan Curry.
Drew Blanchard just trying to compete against Jacob Fopp. It's tough to beat him right now. He's winning at 75% on the season. He's 3 for 3 today. Orange looking to score early, right off the face-off. Jared Fernandez with the blow-by. The long stick from Tampa, Florida, making things happen right off the face-off.
Syracuse goal is his first of the evening and first of the season.
Fopp out the front. The look upfield to Fernandez. 2 goals in 8 seconds for the Orange. Syracuse up by 3.
Over their rivals, the Hobart Statesmen. He's Rick Beardsley. I'm Jay Alter. What's been the success for Syracuse to start so strongly tonight?
Well, first of all, the X, make it, take it. And then the big thing that's going on is Syracuse is winning their matchups, slowing down this high-powered Hobart offense that is completely out of sorts and beating them at their own game in transition with that goal by Fernandez. Got me so fired up, I went crazy and my headset fell off.
We got to calm down. It's only the first quarter.
I know, I get so worked up, but when I see a long stick score, it's crazy for me.
Adam Shea comes into the game, and the freshman wins the first face-off of the game for Hobart. 3 turnovers on 3 possessions for the Statesmen.
Interesting matchup for me when you have DiPietro on Archer and Murphy, the smaller guy on the big Knox, the big lefty.
Knox leads the country in scoring with 15 goals, and he's barely even touched the ball through 3 possessions.
He dropped 10 against Siena earlier in the season.
Waving through, trying to make something happen. Here's Jack Grooms curled around, and Syracuse will take control.
That's as good as a turnover. Jack Grooms, the freshman out of West Hill. We played against him last year, my high school team. Great move to the goal, shot it over, but no backup. No backup by Knox at all. Great job by the Syracuse defense so far. I'm grading them an A so far. Just an A right now. We'll see after the game.
Can it go up to A+?
No, I don't give A pluses to anybody. I'm tough.
Tough grader Rick Beardsley, as he should be, the 4-time All-American, head coach of Christian Brothers Academy locally here at Syracuse. And the Orange has scored each of the last 3 times they've touched the ball.
What's interesting is Syracuse is primarily going to the midfield here. They're not. The attack is not dodging at all.
Here's Dordovic. He got the party started with his early goal. Now to Trimboli.
Not what Hobart wants here. Dordovic with a shorty.
Double team comes over, weaves out of it, fired it on Cage, but a great save by Lucchese.
What a great save by Lucchese. Great move with the swim over the top. Dordovic to the left. Stick side high though. You got to change fields. Right? You got to change levels, young man. Got to put it low. Great job on the clear by Hobart.
They finally got it to Jason Knox, trying to cash in.
Let me ask you, Jay, do you think that that's good offense, just wrap around shots left and right, or does Hobart have to do something a little better here?
The results would say you need to do something different. They've tried that the last 4 times. They've been unsuccessful.
Right now, they might want to think about taking a timeout, calming down a little bit here. But we'll see if they can get on the board here. If not, you might want to think about the TO.
Stinging the corner, and a penalty flag flies in after it. Tommy Mott with some high cheese beats Drake Porter for the first time tonight, and there's a penalty to come.
Right on cue, Tommy Mott with the little hitch dodge, step down, bang, off hip, and then gets blown up off ball by Kennedy. Great move here, sets his feet, off stick side high, and then there's the
unnecessary. We're going to face it off.
penalty by Kennedy. He's going to serve in the box. That's a dead, I can't believe that's not a dead ball. It was during the play.
So a 1-minute man up for Hobart. The momentum could be starting to shift for Greg Raymond's team, and it's Brett Kennedy, the best defender for Syracuse, that has to serve that 1-minute penalty.
That hurts you a little bit right here because you have to get in another long stick who's not used to playing. And they changed. They went with Danny Varello off the faceoff here.
And it's Adam Shea, the freshman, in for Hobart. And Shea comes up with it. So Hobart goes on the man up, looking for momentum for the first time in this game.
Let's see what Hobart comes out in. Hobart with 2 lefties on the attack. See if they fill him in with righties on the midfield.
Fired up, and another blast to the top right corner. Same spot this time. Derek Madonna. And it's 2 goals in 28 seconds for the Statesman.
Derek Madonna, the local product here out of East Syracuse, Manoa High School. Kid's a great worker, tough shooter. Definitely loves to blow it out there. That's a deep bomb right there. Madonna with the big wind up and the big goal right now, pulling Hobart within 1.
You feel like that bench needed that too. This was all Syracuse early, but Hobart right back in it. And Hobart's going to get the ball again after they were starved for possession in this game. Starting to really roll.
I think Syracuse had a little bit of false confidence here, thinking they were up and run and gun, and Syracuse scores. I mean, Hobart scores in bunches.
Thanks, Chris. Quint, we've got a great one here. Only 10 unbeaten teams remaining in college lacrosse, and 2 of them here. One of the best rivalries, and it started out strong. Rick Beardsley, Jay Alter with you. Syracuse scored the first 3, but Hobart back-to-back. They've got the ball here at Orange. Trying to keep the momentum going. Here's Eric Holden.
Right now we're in an absolute dogfight.
Turnover there. This is what you've come to expect in this rivalry, though. Syracuse gives it right back to the Statesmen. These 2 obviously playing for the Kraus-Siemens Trophy. They've done it every year since 1986. You've played in this game, Rick. What is it like with Syracuse and Hobart go head-to-head?
Well, away, it's usually a bad weather day, rainy, muddy, when we used to have grass. Obviously, no one plays on grass anymore. Forget about it, right? I've been hit with a salmon. I've been hit with oranges there. And then when we come here, it's always been a nice environment, nice and warm.
Did you say a salmon?
Yeah, I think it was a salmon or a carp. I didn't know what the fish was, but it hit me in the back, in the penalty box. Go figure.
Well, right now, Hobart trying to tie this one at 3.
Hobart seems to be attacking primarily from the wings and then trying to free up.
Jason Knox! It hit the pipe. He got it past Porter but couldn't sneak it in. Leads the country in scoring with 15 goals. You got a glimpse of why right there.
Oh, he's a big boy, can dodge, lefty, Canadian. Went to St. Andrews College High School up in Canada, where Drake Porter went. High school teammates. Getting a little physical out here.
Yeah, it's only the first quarter, but you can quickly see this rivalry on full display.
Right now, Hobart is in a deep 10-man ride trying to confuse Syracuse. Syracuse barely snuck that through.
Well, they got it to Brendan Curry. He's got one of Syracuse's 3 goals today.
I love that call by Greg Raymond. Syracuse keeps their attack low. That's obviously what you want to do, and no one has done that yet to Syracuse.
Here's Trimboli. He was the hero against Army. Had 5 goals this time. Passing to Scanlon. And the sophomore fires another one in for the Orange. Chase Scanlon with a rocket.
Syracuse goal is his first league big attack of the season. To number 22, Chase Scanlon.
Trimboli, just a simple move, flat skip, and you can't leave his hands free. That's his spot. Chase Scanlon, the second-team All-American, so good. He can just pick spots. Greatest thing about his shooting, we've always mentioned, is he doesn't try to blast it past the goalie, but that certainly had some mustard on it. Right into the inside corner on Lucchese.
10th goal of the season. People might have looked at the stat sheet and gone, 0 goals against Army. But because he was on the field, Army didn't want to slide over because then that happens. So just because he had 0 doesn't mean he didn't impact the game. He allowed that first midfield to have a really strong performance.
Absolutely he did. I would like to see him move a little bit off the ball, but that was the game plan.
Here's Peter Dirth with a head of steam. Lowers his shoulder, tried a bouncer. With some pushing and shoving after the shot. You don't want to get in front of Peter Dirth. 6'3", 225 pounds out of Ridgefield, Connecticut.
Great job on the dodge. I love how he pushed the pace. I really do. I don't care about the shot being as bad as it was, because it was a pretty bad shot. But I love the fact they're being aggressive in transition here. This is the type of game we all want to watch.
Here's Dordovic putting Hobart through the spin cycle. He's got one of the Orange's 4. Operating behind the cage, passing out. Trimboli got a good look at it. 1 minute left to this quarter. Syracuse still with possession.
Good patience by Syracuse. Little invert, he recognized, he grabbed the short, he went behind. Hobart slid quick, which they've been doing. Dordovic found Trimboli over the top. Trimboli just couldn't finish.
Here's Griffin Cook, curling around, trying to squeeze it low. And Sam Lucchese was there for the stop.
Griffin Cook right there, great move to the left, but dropped the head of his stick. When you drop the head of your stick in tight, not much more you can do except shoot it low, and Lucchese was just on top of that from the start. As soon as the head of his stick went down, Lucchese's stick went down, easy save. Transition started.
Seconds at the end of this first quarter. Hobart has to hurry. Deflected. Porter runs out for it. Still 3 seconds left. Knox picks it up, but not enough time to do anything with it. So Syracuse takes a 4-2 lead into the second quarter. Rivalry game on the ACC network. We're just getting started. There it is, the Kraus-Simmons Trophy. Hobart and Syracuse have been playing for it since 1986. And we've got a great matchup when it comes to Central New York. Rick, you've played in this rivalry game, and you know how much it means to each team. You look at these 5 goals. If you were watching that Duke-Richmond game, which was terrific, they went into overtime, this is what you missed.
Well, Syracuse started out hot, 3-0, got us all fired up. Jared Fernandez, the long stick from Tampa, buries the goal. Syracuse up 3-0, but then Hobart comes right back into it, Jay.
Yeah, back-to-back goals in that same top right corner to beat Porter. And you look at it, they needed those goals because all the momentum, Rick Beardsley, Jay Alter with you, was trending in Hobart's direction.
Yeah, you know, Syracuse started out hot, like I said. Hobart's caught up and played a little bit of their own game here. Syracuse trying to speed the game up. Hobart slowed it down, but right now we have a pretty competitive matchup, and this is a great game. It's been getting up and down, exciting game right now.
I think the one thing that we were coming in looking for is that this Syracuse team, when you look at them defensively, they're without the 2-time All-American Nick Mellon, and they're playing a team that's scoring 23 goals a game, more than any team in the country. But so far, the defense has played really, really well. They've won that matchup.
Oh, 100%. Syracuse has done a great job, especially the first 2 possessions the folks didn't see that tuned in a little bit later. Syracuse got 2 shot clock, Hobart got 2 shot clock violations. Syracuse's defense winning its matchups one-on-one, which has been really great to slow down that Hobart offense.
And the Oranges continue to dominate at that face-off X.
It's been make it, take it basically right now, and that's what's big reason Syracuse was in that game last week, right? 15-1 before they made the change. Fopp was winning 12 in a row, I believe, right?
Now win tonight, surprisingly shocking to me, Bridget, is if Florida can win tonight, it's the first time they've ever gone undefeated.
This game always has meaning with it being a rivalry game, maybe a little extra meaning because it'll be marked as the final game in the Carrier Dome as we know it. Big renovation begins here in Syracuse on Monday. Trimboli weaving his way through, got a good look at it, but missed it. It's funny, you go through the archives, the first ever lacrosse game played here was actually Hobart against Brown. It was the first game of a doubleheader in 1981. So Hobart, not Syracuse, actually won the first game in this Carrier Dome, and they're looking to close it as well, at least this chapter of it.
Please don't tell me that Greg Raymond, if they win, will grab the mic like Georgetown did to Manley Fieldhouse.
And say Manley Fieldhouse is officially closed. Well, they might. If Jason Knox has anything to say about it, the sophomore stings one by Drake Porter, his 16th goal of the season to lead the nation.
Hobart goal is his first of the evening and 16th of the season.
Jason Knox just gets a quick pass, and the kid just stings a corner. First of all, 6'4", 205 pounds, good underhand rip. They seem to be picking Porter on either side of the goal here high. Yeah, absolute blast, low to high. Change levels right there. If you're a kid out there watching this game, that's changing levels, low to high or high to low. Syracuse needs to go high to low in order to beat Lucchese for the Statesman.
Now, since Adam Shea's come into this game, the freshman's given Fopp some trouble at the face-off X, although the junior comes away with that win.
The greatest thing about Jacob Fopp is, like I said earlier, if he does not win the clamp, he doesn't quit. He makes it a one-on-one, a 50-50 ground ball, as we call it in lacrosse. It's a one-on-one ground ball, and usually Hart wins. And as we know, seeing some past things about Jacob Fopp with his upbringing, that kid is all heart.
And raised by a single mother, Beth. She's at every single game, and he's proven to be one of the best face-off guys in the country this season.
Wow. Buttermore, I think he broke the television under the visitors' locker room. No, that thing it's broken. It wasn't accurate at all. Oof.
But Syracuse stays with possession. Second line midfield is on. Here's Lucas Quinn. Lipka feeding it inside. That time, Buttermore on target.
Well, Jacob Buttermore, wait to make me eat my words, son. Great pass inside. Just a little turn
Now,
and
what's
shot.
going on there? Lucchese didn't look like he was in goal. What was he doing?
I don't know. He was just out of position. Maybe bad footwork. I can tell you right now, that's a great shot. Basically a blind look, turned, and he was punished for it.
Sam Lucchese was just not set for that shot, and Buttermore took advantage. It's been all Syracuse from the face-off X so far, 7 of 9. But Hobart comes up with this one, much needed.
Great job by Fopto. Lost the clamp, played the counter. Just a great job by the Hobart wings on that face-off. That's the much needed, not make it, take it for Hobart here. Hobart starts to go on a roll winning face-offs. It's going to be very hard for Syracuse.
This is Justin Scott, the senior leader. Came in, set the Hobart freshman scoring record as an attackman. Now as a senior, he's a two-way midfielder. Does it all for this Statesman team.
At 6'2", 200, he's a tough load to stop.
They get it back to Scott, trying to make something happen, going left. Doesn't really have a clean look at it, so sends it back to Eric Holden. Holden goes lefty and beats Drake Porter.
Well, what a great throwback, and Holden, the quarterback of the Statesman's offense. Great little individual move, tucks his stick, beats Brett Kennedy. Great bounce shot, low, changing levels. Holden right here, little split, boop, whoop, I'm under, can't go over my head, and then I'm just gonna finish a 5-hole. This kid is a spectacular leader as a senior out of Lincoln Sudbury. As he goes as the Hobart offense goes.
It's really rare you see Brett Kennedy beat like that.
Really? I don't know. I've seen him get beat earlier in the year, but not up top. That was very rare,
like
is what
that.
you're saying. Yeah, you don't get beat up top. That's his spot. You know, it's a lot to ask, though, for him to change positions and guard everybody's number one guy.
Yeah, they decided to put him in close defense after Nick Mellon went down. He was probably the best long stick in the game, so it's tough to take him out of his natural position, but it's what needed to be done.
Yeah, he 100% in transition is a huge part of what Syracuse can do. And so far this year, Syracuse is winning without that, which when they get Nick Mellon back and they move Kennedy up, I can't wait to see it. It's going to be exciting lacrosse.
Tough hit on Porter, but Syracuse clears it. But they give it right away. Non-valuing possession right now, and Hobart with an opportunity to tie this game at 5.
Did you just use a coaching term? Valuing possession?
Yeah, I'm working on my coach speak.
There you go, buddy. Yeah, very, very poor job of just tossing it away by DiPietro over to Curry. He's got to throw that pass where he's not flat-footed. Got to be on the balls of his feet.
That one almost got by Porter. An absolute rip from Jason Knox. That same spot, he's got a lefty crank.
I think he dented the goal. I mean, that was a blast. That low to high. Goalie's best friend, the pipe.
Archer gives it right back to Knox. Steps into this one. Porter got a piece of it.
Great save. Ryan Archer is a handful. That's why I don't like the matchup of DiPietro. DiPietro's feet are a little slow. Ryan Archer can move and shake.
Holden working on Kennedy again. Got a good look at it, just off target.
It doesn't seem like Hobart's attack is at all intimidated right now. They think the bright lights of the Carrier Dome mean nothing at this point.
Well, they started off sloppy. They trailed 3-0. They didn't score for almost 10 minutes to start this game. First 3 possessions were all turnovers, but they've really settled into this game.
Well, they've done all the right things, been patient enough, but yet played fast when they're giving it to them. So far, that might be the game plan.
Ryan Archer has Syracuse hung up at X. Porter comes out of his cage.
It's an excellent job by Drake Porter to force the dodge behind in order to get rid of the hang-up.
And ultimately causes that turnover.
You know, Drake Porter does so many things. Great leader, great athlete, obviously a great goalie. But I'll tell you what, that is the intangible that truly helps you. Ten-man ride still being done by the Hobart Statesmen. Syracuse having a little trouble. Basically, it's to slow it down, I think.
Stephen Rafus, who's been quiet, over the Tucker Dordovic, midway through this shot clock.
One thing Syracuse did last week, which was very effective, was invert the midfielders, take them behind. It turns the defense around, creates mismatches and slides.
Brendan Curry trying to get those hands free. Passes off. Scanlon lost his footing, but got rid of the ball. Dordovic, he had Griffin Cook right there, couldn't hold on. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Dordovic has to hurry. He springs to action. Almost bounced it right through. That'll reset the shot clock, though. Great swim dodge to get a shot off.
Great dodge, good shot, good save by Lucchese. Got another 80. Just a loose ball. Syracuse couldn't corral it. You know I love to see that, right? You know I love to see a D guy on the clear. Reminds me of someone I used to know.
Is it yourself?
No, not me. No, yes, me, of course.
The four-time All-American Rick Beardsley likes to remind you. That was Michael Christensen, the sophomore NEC Rookie of the Year last year. This Hobart defense is certainly capable. They've shown it so far today in the Carrier Dome.
Oh, big, fast, tenacious. They play against that attack every day. You can't help but get good.
This is exactly what you want in a rivalry game. Back and forth, fast, fun.
Yeah, I tell you what, right now I don't like that matchup of Murphy on Knox. I think Murphy's just too big for Knox. Just a big Canadian sweeper.
Hobart gives it away again, though. Back-to-back turnovers now. But Syracuse has really been unable to capitalize on the other end.
Yeah, Hobart's defense has been stifling. But again, like I said just about 3 minutes earlier here, Hobart's offense is so good. So these defenders play against them on a daily basis. So they can't help but be good.
And Syracuse gets it back with dearth. Really sloppy play between both teams right now. The Orange scoreless for nearly 6 minutes now.
Nice job. Hobart is settled in on defense, like you're saying, Jay. Winning their one-on-one matchups. I think Syracuse now is going to start to go to carrying the ball behind or going to the edges with the midfielders, the shorties. Expose those short sticks a bit. Yep. Taking it right behind on the invert.
Yep, here's David Lipka. He's got Scanlon if he wants him. 22 and White's got a lot of space. He's calling for the ball. Decided to pass it to Buttermore instead. Buttermore goes low and beats Sam Lucchese. Second goal of the game for the junior Jacob Buttermore.
So Buttermore over the top. Syracuse on the invert. Buttermore, great invert by Lipka. Buttermore over the top. Syracuse seems to be cruising 5-hole, up by 2. The Orange, 6-4.
A lot of history in the Carrier Dome over the last 40 years. That's before it was standing. In 1980, they put it up. It stood strong for 40 years. Now it's time for a little bit of a facelift. It's not going away, just getting renovated. That starts Monday, which means This will be the final lacrosse game. Look at all the cranes there. Ever played in the Carrier Dome as we know it.
I mean, I get teary-eyed, but look at all the snow there. Wow. No, that being said, it really is. It's going to be beautiful coming down 81 to see a new modern stadium on the university. I live right just north of this place, and I often come down into Syracuse to work. It's going to be a great little look on the big, huge skyline that is Syracuse, New York. Jay.
So the final two events will be the Syracuse men's basketball game on Saturday and then the women's game on Sunday, and then construction will be beginning and we will be ready for football season. Right now, though, a great game between Hobart and Syracuse. Danny Varello coming in for Jacob Fopp. He matches up against Drew Blanchard for Hobart. The Statesman has won the last two face-offs, so Syracuse trying to change that momentum with Varello.
Great battle right there on the clamp. Varello comes out pretty clean.
And Syracuse wins it.
That's a big win right there.
Usually you wouldn't take out Jacob Fopp.
No, you know what? When you have two good weapons, hey, the cupboard's not dry, right? Cupboard's not bare here.
I was going to say, well, the cupboard should be dry. I hope the cupboard's not wet.
Folks, I apologize.
Here's Brendan Curry. Great look.
Thank God there were no ball boys.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Mikey Powell was our ball boy back when we used to play Hobart. The four-time trophy winner. He'd have caught that and probably threw an assist.
Why don't they have ball boys anymore? Dordovic denied by Lucchese.
Okay, so here's what Hobart's defense is doing. Off the invert, where the midi goes behind the shorty goes down, Hobart drops into a 2-3 zone, and Syracuse is just simply doing a three-man formation, and they're finding the skip passes. They're kind of picking it apart.
Trimboli got sandwiched there, kept alive by Curry.
I think Hobart might be better off playing man. They're dropping into that zone right there. Syracuse is a 1-3-1 that kills the edges. They're finding the skip. And the ball movement can kill them right here.
Working over to Curry, has a step, trying to use it. Lucchese went low for the denial.
Oh my goodness, call the Syracuse Police Department on that one. He took fouls everywhere. These refs are letting them play, which is great.
Lucchese way out of his goal, passes midfield. He got to the 40 and got scared. Got to take it the whole way, right?
Come on, you should be in shooting drills, Sammy. Let's go here.
Stripped from behind, and now the Orange can run.
Olada Moye with the great individual effort defensively, now pushing it in transition. Probably should pull it out, let those offensive guys get involved. Syracuse is 9 deep to begin with. They just keep coming out, but I'll tell you what, Hobart is just such an impressive team right now. So impressive, just the way they're handling it, playing up and down, playing great defense. You look, goalie settled in.
There's only so much you can ask from this defense, though, because Syracuse has dominated the possession in this first half.
Griffin Cook with the mismatch. See, right there, Cook's got to pass the ball off that. He's dodging into a zone. You have to draw, fade, then move the ball around, and ball movement will create the backside dodge for Syracuse.
Dordovic down the left alley, and another goal for Tucker Dordovic, and it sends the Orange up 3.
Syracuse goal is his second of the evening and fourth of the season. To number 23, Tucker Dordovic. Dordovic, unassisted.
Right here, you see that great defense by Amoye. Great check, picks it up in transition, creates the offense for Syracuse, and then the great defense applied, but the great hustle by Jamie Trimboli, who's been doing it all in the last couple of games. And then the dodge by Dordovic, just a simple alley dodge. Slide came late, just buried it low and away. Tucker Dordovic, second of the day. He might be getting a little confident right now, might be settling in. Take a few games, but he's starting to feel comfortable.
Well, Syracuse started this game up 3-0. Hobart battled back, but the Orange reclaims that 3-goal advantage. They keep Varello on for the faceoff. Won the clamp, but could not come up with possession.
Hobart's done a great job on the face-off, getting possessions. The only thing that's hurt them is they've turned the ball over in their settled offense. That's definitely going to change. They can't turn the ball over that much. They're just way too good of an offensive team.
This is Jack Grooms down the right alley. Out of step, just couldn't beat Porter. Hobart scoreless for the last 9 minutes now.
Typically, Hobart's offense, they have such good shooters, such good dodgers. They play so fast. Syracuse just playing lockdown right now, not giving good chances. Always on the hands of the Hobart shooters right now.
How do you get a goal?
Ball movement. If I'm Hobart, I dodge, break a guy down, and bang it quick, and then try to get a two-man game off the backside. Pass and follow the ball.
Tommy Mott, hesitation. It'll be backed up by Hobart. 12 seconds left on the shot clock.
Great ball movement. Did I tell you, it came across the umbrella, across the top on the midfield. Good ball movement. Little hitch dodge, got his hands free, just missed the goal.
Eric Holden right off the restart, trying to get the hands free, went down to his knees, still couldn't get a clean look. 2 seconds on the timer, and that's another shot clock violation. The Orange defense is locked in.
Yeah, they seem locked in, and they're playing fast right now in transition. DiPietro.
Running and gunning, Scanlon decides to be patient with it, went around the back. It was a weak effort, and he gives it right back to the Statesman.
That was just trying to be a little fancy on the pass. He could have just dumped it inside to Rafis. Rafis was on the doorstep, could have finished. But now Hobart in transition.
This is how they like to play. Jason Knox. He usually puts that into the back of the net. A great look and just could not finish.
From the same high school in Canada. But Jason Knox has to finish that. Great save by Drake Porter. Jason Knox is way better than that. He wants that one back for sure.
That's the first time we've seen Hobart play in transition today, and you got a glimpse of why they like to play that style. Really comfortable with it.
The coach's term, Jay, if you want to know, is early offense. Early offense, my man.
Just the coach's term?
Just the coach's term.
Okay, so I can't use it. I'm not a coach. Greg Raymond takes a timeout. Wants to talk things over with a $1:13 remaining in this first half. Friday night, college lacrosse. We had a great game ahead of us on the ACC network. Duke and Richmond going to overtime. As we remind you, nothing but net every Sunday. Weekly basketball studio show this Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on the ACC network and the ESPN app. Regular season in basketball coming to a close. It is almost March. You know what that means, Rick?
Oh, that's March Madness, my friend. And even as a lacrosse guy, I'd be remiss to tell you if I don't love March Madness. I don't work the whole week when that comes on. Shh, don't tell my boss.
Last week, as we get it back to lacrosse for a second, Rick Beardsley, the four-time All-American, it was the first-line midfield that really stepped up. They had all 9 goals, and Tucker Dordovic, he's picking up where they left off.
Well, Tucker Dordovic right now is starting to feel his own. It took him a while to get back into the groove, but he's in the groove right now. You know, he can score, do a lot of different things, pass, score, doesn't matter. The kid's good out of Oregon, got a ton of shake. You love the shake, don't you, Jay?
Shake and bake. It's like me on the dance floor.
Yeah, you know, you do the cabbage patch. I wish the camera could see him right now. Folks, he's dancing around. I don't even have moves like that. He's got the moves like Jagger. If I'm Greg Raymond right here, I put in an offense where Syracuse could come out in the zone or show a zone on the backside, but you're going to chunk down that 39 seconds the best that you can, and then see if maybe you can get a good shot and get another 80 and then close this one out with a goal going into halftime.
Greg Raymond played at Johns Hopkins and assisted at Princeton and now the head coach at Hobart, and he said, you know what those 3 schools all have in common? We hate Syracuse.
he looks in good enough shape to play.
Hobart really needing a goal. Haven't scored since about the 12-minute mark of the second quarter. It's impressive with that combined with 11 turnovers in this first half that they're within 3.
Yes, they're getting good shots. They're finishing their shots, which is the key here. They've picked Porter apart high.
Kennedy giving Holden everything he can handle. Doesn't matter! Eric Holden taking it right to cage and blowing it by Porter. Count it, plus the foul.
Holden taking a blatant shot to the face by
White, 17.
Kennedy.
1 minute, slash.
I think you could have given him 3 for that one. He swung it so hard. Baseball's the other spring sport, is the way I've learned, but great individual effort. He makes contact. Holden, a big kid. Kennedy gets frustrated, and there's the foul. Holden gets underneath. Kennedy over-aggressive, and just, again, like I said on the open, this kid is big and solid. 6'1", 190 pounds. That's a big human being, okay? That's a big person. His 16th goal of the season, second tonight, second one-on-one, by the way, on Brett Kennedy. One-on-one, not off ball, one-on-one.
Holden has the 2 last Hobart goals. They were 11 minutes apart. But Hobart has the ball, a man up, looking for more, and it's Eric Holden again! Unleashing a bomb past Drake Porter. 2 goals from the senior in 11 seconds.
Hobart goal is his fourth game and 18th of the season. To number 5, Eric Holden. Holden unassisted and a goal at 33 seconds.
Jacob Fopp controls the faceoff, out the back, defensive entry, tries to get it back, great hustle, picked up by Archer to Holden, and Holden says, time for me to get goal number 2 in 11 seconds.
2 goals in 11 seconds, 3 on the game.
Hat trick already? Wow.
He's got the last 3 goals for Hobart.
Somebody's feeling it. Someone is feeling it right now, Jay, and it's Eric Holden.
Syracuse is trying to cling to this 1-goal lead. Headed into halftime. Hobart trying to tie it in the final 20 seconds.
If I'm Hobart, I grab a timeout. Take what you can. Maybe they're going to play in the chaos here.
Yeah, Greg Raymond wants to let this momentum fly. Holden. All right, you know.
Oh, come on. Jay, there's a reason why I'm a pro coach, my friend.
A pro coach.
All right, there's a reason why I'm in the PLL. There's a reason why I've won state championships. I know what I'm doing. Greg Raymond was just waiting to see what happened if he was going to play fast, and then he called the timeout to stop. So that is why he paused. Let the play go. My old roommate Jim Morrissey, the head coach at St. Rose, the former head coach of Holy Cross, taught me that years ago. Let the play go through, and then bang, call the timeout when you think you have nothing.
Coming up at halftime, we tell you a great story about Jacob Fopp and his special bond with his mother. #1 fan, doesn't miss a game. That story coming to you up at halftime. And Rick Beardsley and I break down what has been a really fun first half in the Carrier Dome.
I can't wait to do that. I can't wait.
A look around the ACC. You've got 3 teams in the top 5 right now. One of them, this Syracuse Orange team, North Carolina and Notre Dame, also in the top 5. Virginia got a big scare Tuesday against High Point Cavaliers, the defending national champs, hung on. And Duke right before us, a great overtime game on the ACC network. How about the Canadian Williams? 7 goals for the Blue Devils.
I mean, Duke came in a little bit confident, and Richmond is no slouch. What a great game and a great game to watch.
And then tomorrow, if you're a college lacrosse fan, Notre Dame, Maryland, look no further than that one.
I mean, I love Kevin Corrigan and the staff of Chris Wojcik and Ryan Wellner at Notre Dame, but that's going to be one heck of a game for the Terps. The Terps versus Notre Dame tomorrow.
Out of the timeout, Hobart has to hurry. That's a crease violation to end this first half.
Crease violation.
So Syracuse clings to a 1-goal advantage. 2 of the 10 undefeated teams left in college lacrosse. And boy, have they played up to it in this first half of fun back and forth between 2 top 20 teams. The Orange got it started with 3 in a row, but the Statesmen hanging tough. It's a rivalry game on the ACC network, and we still have a second half to come. This version of the Carrier Dome between these two teams, and Hobart trying to spoil the party and win this game. They start with the ball.
They've done a great job. That tandem at Hobart of Shea and Blanchard at the face-off X.
Flag comes in. Hobart has a freebie and will get the penalty. Brett Kennedy's already had 2 penalties called against him today.
White, 17.
And now a
1
third.
minute. Cross check.
So 3 penalties for Brett Kennedy, the #1 close defenseman for Syracuse, with Nick Mellon, the 2-time All-American, still out with an injury.
He just slides right to the throat. The easy call for the officials. He made it simple for him. Now, Kennedy's got 3 fouls. You know, and it's just like basketball. You get 5 fouls and you foul out here. He's pretty close.
Have you ever seen that? Someone foul out of a game?
You know what? I played a long time. I've been pretty close myself, but that was high school when I was angry.
Hobart evens it up at 7. The man-up goal from the freshman Jack Grooms. And the Syracuse native has pulled the Statesman even in the Carrier Dome.
If there's someone who knows about Jack Grooms hurting a team, it's me. Jack Grooms killed us in the section semifinal last year with 4 goals. The freshman on the man up, little curl off hip on Drake Porter. Hobart is taking advantage now of Syracuse's mistakes. Syracuse needs to settle those mistakes, and just relax here. Hobart looks ready to play. Grooms with a great shot, great man up. We got a tied ball game here.
Hobart 3 for 3 on the extra man. They've gotten the opportunities and they've cashed in, and now they have the momentum as well. Another face-off win from the junior Drew Blanchard.
Drew Blanchard has done an unbelievable job. Coming into the game, he was the second face-off guy, but he's now earning that first face-off position at 55%. He's a little bit better than that today.
These two teams have been playing for the Kraus-Simmons Trophy since 1986. That's many years. Hobart has only taken it home to Geneva 3 times in that period.
I have seen some unbelievable games in those days. The first one I saw was on VHS. That's how old I am. VHS. Great game. Ray Gilliam, Gordon Sweely on D. Unbelievable. Such tradition with both programs. Both programs were national powers at one point in Division III and Division I.
But you play for that long, you expect it to be more even. Syracuse has dominated it, and yet you look at the scoreboard right now, Hobart right in it.
I don't know so much that they've dominated. Syracuse has dominated the time of possession. Hobart has capitalized when they've had possession. They're just more efficient on offense right now.
Dordovic, stutter step, uses it! Tucker Dordovic fires the Orange back in front. All started on the other end. This should have been 8-7 Hobart.
Holden inside. He's got to have that. And then that turns into transition, and then boom, a little grandma move. And then the over the top by Tucker Dordovic. Tucker Dordovic, great grandma move up top. The grandma move is a little bit of a hitch, but you flash a little bit freezes you like you're just chilling out looking at your grandma, and then he buries it low and away.
Who chills out and looks at their grandmother?
I would. I love my grandmother.
All right.
It's called the grandma move.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Deemer Class, he named it the grandma move, so I'm going with it. The former Duke great, got to go with it, the grandma move.
All right.
So let's run with it here.
Any Rick Beardsley originals rather than stealing lines from other people?
I give other people credit. You don't steal from other people, like the rebooch. That was you. Oh, no, it was JK, sorry.
Our producer, John Kettering, no one knows who JK is.
Yeah, sorry. I know, I'm not a TV guy. I'm just that average Joe.
And we love you anyway. Hobart's turned it over 14 times.
Wow, and they're still in this, Jay. That's what's crazy.
How?
Efficiency on offense. Efficiency.
Chase Scanlon, what a save, and Rafe has tried to scoop it in. Sam Lucchese denied Chase Scanlon. Few have done it from that spot this season.
Chase Scanlon, great shot. Rebound's got to be put away by Rifus. I mean, you got to catch and finish that. Those are opportunities going to kill you come late in a game like this.
Do you think he tried to rush it?
I think he definitely did. He was afraid to get hit. Simple. He heard footsteps.
Curry lost it, but regained.
Syracuse is going to turn the offense around like they were before. This is what's been working.
Steven Rafis went low to high, didn't rush that one, and Syracuse takes a 2-goal lead.
Scanlon, great bounce shot, great save by Lucchese, gives up the rebound. Right there, Rifus got to set his feet and just shoot. He heard footsteps a little bit, but not on this one. He didn't hear footsteps. What he heard was, what time is it, Orange fans? It's goal time. That's what they used to say at Hobart all the time. A little bit of payback to him right there, I guess. What time is it, Statesman's fans? It's goal time. This time, it's Syracuse.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Rafis with his first goal of the day. Last season, he had 2 goals and 3 assists against Hobart. That game was not competitive at all. It was 17-5. Hobart has come to play today. Syracuse, the last 2 goals in 56 seconds, so the Orange back with possession. Here's Peter Durth.
Syracuse got to settle in a little bit here. Hobart has been playing right now, Syracuse dominating the time of possession. Hobart's been playing a lot of defense, but they've been up to the task. But sooner or later, the shots are going to fall, and they're starting to now. But Hobart's come back. This is 2-0 coming out of this half. They came back 3-0 in the beginning of the first half.
Here's Rafis. And low. There to back it up, Griffin Cook. The midfield has really dominated the last 2 games for Syracuse. The attack is growing into this game, though, getting a lot more comfortable, getting a lot more looks.
Yeah, they are. And what I do like, what Pat March and the Syracuse offense is doing, is they're turning defense around, inverting, and Hobart's going into that 2-1-2 zone, and Syracuse is in that 3-1 or 4-1, finding the skip like that.
Seconds on the shot clock. Here's Steven Rafis. Puts the brakes on. Trying to find Lipka in front. Couldn't get a clean look to him, though.
Great job by the Hobart defense to get Syracuse. The only thing I see coming out of that 2-1-2 zone when the ball goes behind is that Hobart drops into that zone and they put a shorty, and they're getting a shorty off the dodge.
Big hit on the sideline. Hobart plays on to the doorstep and cashes in. Ryan Archer, the Janesville DeWitt product from right down the road, puts it into the back of the net, and again you can count it plus the foul. The 4th penalty against the Orange today.
Let's hear what a ref Scott McCall has to say.
White, 90, 1 minute, legal body check. 1 minute white.
And remember, Hobart 3 for 3 on the man up today, and they'll get another opportunity here.
Well, here's the foul by Murphy. Again, it can't go high to the head. Does blow him up, but that's illegal, my friend. And then in transition, Archer takes the hit, stands tall, finishes with a little dip and dunk, a la his father, who was an All-American here, Ryan Archer. Great lefty. 4th goal this season. The kid is very good. Let's just put it there. He's good because he's so intelligent. He's a coach's kid. Jamie, a powerhouse here, a coach of Janesville DeWitt. Syracuse got to limit their mistakes right here.
Well, Hobart has dominated on the extra man opportunities. They've cashed in on all three. One way to stop them, get possession, and Danny Varello does just that. Varello still with it.
He's got to shoot that. Really? I know the fans
Even
are
down a
happy.
man?
Yeah, we could have walked in on the goalie. He would have walked right in, an easy bounce. He could have ran in, hugged the goalie, said, "How you doing?" and put it past him. He was that much of a lane. But nonetheless, he was listening to what his coaches say.
Now they can kill this man-up opportunity. Double team comes, split dodge by Griffin Cook. Still with it, the sophomore showing off, takes it in, and Griffin Cook scores short-handed for Syracuse.
Syracuse goal is his first of the evening.
Cook, like a little water buck, says, "Oop!" Coming through, whoop, 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 got him! And then right to the goal. Little finish. Griffin Cook can handle the double team better than anybody in college lacrosse with his motor. Little dip and dunk and finish. And then a little celebration. He's riding the pony.
His high school teammate Ryan Archer
At the
scores
last
the
goal.
minute before, and then
Thanks for
another
rubbing it in.
Janesville DeWitt product. Griffin Cook says, "I got you."
Thanks for rubbing it in.
What am I rubbing in?
The Janesville DeWitt thing. Thanks, guys. Well, I'm just kidding. These guys are great. I'm loving this
But
game.
what do you
I
have
love the
against
fact-
Janesville DeWitt?
I lose to them a lot.
The Christian Brothers Academy
Yes,
is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't lose to him here in this game. Are you kidding me? When I was in college? Yeah.
So Hobart still has 10 seconds left on this man-up opportunity. Would you try and use it or just settle for a 6-on-6?
I'd settle for 6-on-6. I'd just corral it. Syracuse going to be aggressive, and then you see if you can slip somebody in on the backside here, which they're about to do. Ooh, missed that opportunity on that long stick.
They're back to even strength now. Eric Holden with a hat trick for Hobart.
Holden has been great all day long. Typical senior leader.
This is Derek Madonna, 8 in orange, two-man game behind the cage. With Ryan Archer, swings it over to Eric Holden.
I like that Hobart's throwing a different look out there.
Justin Scott, Porter got a piece of it.
You know, Drake Porter's been pretty quiet. He has, made some of the saves he's supposed to make, but Hobart is just shooting really efficient here. Getting good shots on Porter and making Porter work to make saves.
Porter only has 4 saves after he had a career-high 18 against Army a week ago. Derek Madonna stepped right in and let it fly like a prayer, and Hobart back within 1.
Goal is his second of the evening and 7th of the season. To number 8, Derek Madonna. Madonna unassisted.
Madonna with a little move to the inside, split dodge, can't give the over the top if you're Pete Dirth, and Madonna's a little happy about that goal, his second of the day. But watch this move, over the top, sets his feet. DiPietro fell for the fake. I mean, you gotta be in his hands. Madonna just with a little hitch and just puts it past Drake Porter. You can't give shots like that over the top. That breaks the defense down, meaning getting to the middle of the field if you're Syracuse's defense. Unbelievable individual effort from Derek Madonna, the sophomore out of East Syracuse, Manoa, the local product.
And a violation against Varello, so Hobart gets it right back. And interestingly, Adam Shea decides to stay on. Usually it's the face-off get-off. Double team comes. Eric Holden lost it. And Syracuse can now run and gun. In transition, Here's Rafe, his skip pass. It's good! For years, you need a little bit of a facelift. And that's exactly what the Carrier Dome will get. Construction starts Monday. The university dishing out $118 million for this renovation. So this will go down as the final lacrosse game played in this building as we know it. Rick Beardsley, Jay Alter with you. Hobart has stood toe-to-toe with the Orange. Syracuse is the last 2 goals, but Hobart has responded every time they've taken a punch.
Oh, I love this Hobart team. They're so resilient. They keep coming back on the counter punch, doing a spectacular job.
Right on cue! Counter punch thrown by the senior from Ontario, Justin Scott. The former attackman converted to a 2-way midi. Senior leader on this team gives Hobart exactly what they needed.
Scott coming out of the box in this sub, works against Dearth. Can't believe Dearth didn't get a foul there. Just a simple alley dodge. No slide. They thought Dearth could handle the matchup. Not on Justin Scott. 6'2", 200. Great goal. Brings Hobart within 1.
For the face-off.
You see 92nd career goal. A lot of those came when he played as an attackman for Hobart, but an influx of attack talent with guys like Jason Knox and Ryan Archer. And the senior said, hey, move me to the midfield. The ultimate team guy. Syracuse won the face-off, but gives it right back to Hobart.
Syracuse employing that ride once again, that tenacious ride. They didn't do that in the first half. Hobart certainly has been successful against it, and they'll be successful against it again. Great job by the Statesmen to handle that pressure that Syracuse typically gives on a weekly basis and fits to opponents.
They've really ramped up that ride this season, been really effective with it.
I mean, Jay, I really do love this Hobart offense. They just go to the goal. They're starting to feel confident. You know what? They'll have mistakes, but they're going to try and get those mistakes and get opportunities here.
Nick DiPietro in transition again. He has an assist, hockey assist, if you will. He got it all started. Won't go down in the box score, but decides to slow it down, come off, and now the first line midfield can come on.
He's done a great job all season, anchoring that defense, been the one mainstay. But again, Hobart just has feel a vibe on that sideline right now, and Syracuse feels a little flat.
Tucker Dordovic can be the spark. He's already got 2 goals to his name today. Now 3! A laser to beat Lucchese, and Tucker Dordovic is starting to feel it.
He certainly is. Great job by the Syracuse defense on the switch off the 2-man, picked up by DiPietro, goes through a crowd, comes out with the ground ball, and then the Dordovic over the top, just a simple sweep, no slide by Hobart, and Dordovic just walks in on Lucchese here. Watch, bang. He's got his chest upfield. Lucchese just was guessing. You can't let him square his shoulders and give him a shot dead center. You just can't leave your goalie out to dry like that.
Tucker Dordovic entered tonight, only 2 goals on the season. To lead the Orange in scoring. What have you seen from him that's been different tonight?
Well, I think you took a year off. Being injured, you just didn't get game reps, and you can't get game reps until you're in games. And he's starting to settle in, especially because they got 9 guys deep that can hurt you, including that defensive midfield, in transition. He's trying to play him safe into midseason form.
And another face-off win for the Orange. Here's Jacob Buttermore. He's got 2 goals to his name as well. A lot of the goals have come from the Orange midfield in the last 2 games. Why is that?
Well, the attack aren't typically dodgers. They just haven't had the dodge. Syracuse has 6 really good offensive players. There's 3 attackmen. They can use those guys in the midfield where they cause mismatches. Could have the deepest midfield in America pretty much here. with those 6 guys they throw at you.
Hobart continuing to battle.
Justin Scott's had himself one heck of a game thus far. The Canadian senior at a Trinity Pauling school.
Big hit comes in. No flag. Feed in front and a goal. This time it's Knox passing, and Jack Grooms the finish. Notches his second goal and pulls Hobart within 1.
Pass inside, Fopp with the little hitch dodge, just loses the ball. Hobart right there to pick it up, start transition, and then draws the double. That should have been a foul. Syracuse got away with that. Then the look on the skip, and there is Jack Grooms for the easy finish on Drake Porter's backside. Jack Grooms, second goal tonight. The freshman playing really, really well for the Statesman.
Another face-off violation coming against Hobart. Hobart has never led in this game, Rick, but Syracuse has been unable to separate themselves. Why do you think that is?
Oh, counter punches. Hobart has been able to throw counter punches at Syracuse. I'll be honest with you. Well,
Jamie Trimboli, he had 5 a week ago. This is his first of the night. Puts the Orange up 2, but still looking for that separation in this game.
Syracuse just can't seem to put them away, Jay. The kill. Little skip pass, right, Scanlon over the top. And as we featured before, the senior Jamie Trimboli, great overhand shooter. Like I said, he can hurt you off the dodge, or he can hurt you off the ball with a step down. Great shot off hip on Sam Lucchese, who, by the way, has been up to the task. He's seeing a lot of shots today, and he has made a lot of saves.
Face-offs are even today. 13 wins for Hobart, 13 for Syracuse.
That's not something, we talked about that early this week, Jay, when you and I spoke. In order for Syracuse to be in this game, because Hobart's offense is just high-powered, Syracuse would have to have the dominant play at the face-off X, and right now it's 50-50, and hence look at this game.
That time, Lucchese did get a piece of it. It'll stay with Griffin Cook in the Orange, though.
It's a great job getting over the top. Hobart can't allow the over-the-top move to get to the middle of the field. Let Lucchese see shots dead to rights.
Here's Trimboli, a lefty shot. No good, but Syracuse there for the backup again with Rafis.
You know, Hobart changed from sliding real early in the first quarter to just letting them guys try to win their matchups and just saying, I might be as good as you. Man on man here.
Dordovic, he's had the hot stick, this time passing off. 20 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Dordovic through the spin cycle, falling to the ground, does not matter! Tucker Dordovic, his 5th goal of the night. He is on fire.
Simple pass, Dordovic gets it on the wing. The patented Jay Alter spin cycle move for the goal. Dordovic just a little roll, comes out of it, gets thrown, little hold, buries it low and away. Again, another look at it. Look how he handled that. Great strength in his lower body to stay up, and great concentration to put it in the lower elbow.
It's a Tucker Dordovic coming out party in the Carrier Dome tonight. His 5th goal of the night. Little Michael Jordan shrug to the Hobart defenseman. Number 23 in white, getting everything he wants right now.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to feel it. He's feeling it with his game reps right now. You know, Coach Donahue used to say, former offensive coordinator at Syracuse, you give it to the guy with the hot hand. He would be touching the ball every single time I came on offense if I was Syracuse.
And you really just think it's that game repetition. Took a couple of games to shake off the rust of missing a season with a foot injury, and now he is back to that freshman year Tucker Dordevic.
Yeah, it's timing, game reps. You know, you can't simulate those reps in practice. He's getting them today. His confidence is building. I mean, he rolled. He did the spin cycle dodge there. Right, Jay? Your spin cycle dodge, somehow put it on goal. That's when you're feeling it, when you've got those game reps.
Syracuse is not led by more than 3. Every time they can get this much breathing room, Hobart typically has an answer. Let's see if they have another punch left in them.
Off the invert from behind, Syracuse is giving up that flat skip to Derek Madonna. Great defense.
Andrew Helmer, another takeaway for the Orange. I'll tell you what, this defense without the 2-time All-American Nick Mellon, yes, they've been beaten a couple of times today, but overall they've been really good against the nation's top-scoring offense.
Yes, they have. They've won their individual matchups. They've jammed up the inside.
Hold on, wait a second. Peter Dirth limping off gingerly. It looks to be grabbing the back of the leg as he's coming off.
Yeah, Dirth is one of those guys that does it all for Syracuse. They'll step up a little bit here. Yeah, comes over the midline on the ride. Goes to plant. Looks like a little tweak in the back of the leg. Could be the hamstring. Let's hope he's okay. Once again, Syracuse going to this invert, and then Hobart going into the zone, and Syracuse just trying to find the skips. And grabbing the mismatches off that because of Syracuse, Hobart having to get in the zone.
Another one for the Orange. This one belongs to Brendan Curry. 8 goals in this third quarter after only scoring 7 in the first half.
Well, like we said, Syracuse is going from behind, and then that's opening up top, and then creating lanes off that zone that Hobart's playing off the invert. Great little finish, great cutoff ball, good finish away. Great job by Syracuse on that offensive series.
And Morello for the faceoff.
The largest lead of the game for the Orange at 4. 15-11 advantage with under a minute to go in this third quarter. Rick, you see this team score 8 goals in the third quarter, only had 7 in the entire first half. What clicked?
Well, I think Hobart, they're starting to understand what Hobart's doing on defense and exploiting it. If I'm Hobart right now, off that invert, I force the dodge, meaning I play that person aggressive. I play that midfielder aggressive behind the goal in order to not allow him to pass with no pressure. So right here, I would force the dodge. 100% chase him down and start jamming on a cross check. But they might be trailing, but they're giving him a running start here. Oh, Syracuse is going to take the clock down. Okay.
10 seconds left to this third quarter. Handled not cleanly, Dordevic. 3 seconds left. Trying to beat the buzzer. Cook got a good look at it. But that will do it for this third quarter. Tucker Dordevic, a hat trick in this quarter. 5 goals in the game for number 23 in white. He has been terrific. And the Orange enters the fourth quarter with their biggest lead of the night. A New York rivalry, one of the best in college lacrosse. Fourth quarter coming your way on the ACC Network. Tucker Dordevic has cranked it up a notch. 5 goals, a team high for the Orange tonight.
The kid is starting to feel it now. He's getting those game reps. He's doing it righty-lefty. Injured last year. What a move over the top. Gave him the grandma earlier. And then the great little just roll under, the spin cycle for the goal. And just saying, hey, what do you want from me?
You look at that game summary between these 2 unbeaten teams, 2 top 20 teams. That third quarter, the difference right now. Syracuse started to separate themselves. The Orange has opened up its largest lead of the night.
Well, that was a tough quarter for the Statesmen, but Hobart, the way they've been fighting, throwing counter punches, I don't know if they're going to give up so quickly. You know, that's a lot of tradition. Dave Kane and his crew back in the mid-90s, that was a crew that fought us like crazy. And I'll tell you what, they're not going down without a fight.
I'll say this, if they win the NEC, they're a team you do not want to see come May in the tournament.
Oh no, not at this rate of speed. And they're only going to get better and better and better.
You know, Greg Raymond, 7th-year head coach, he told us earlier this week, we're a culture team. We're not a talent team. We can't win on talent alone. Those guys go to Syracuse. But what we can do is build a culture that wins. And they've battled for 3 quarters, kept it tight. Turnovers starting to become costly, though. The Orange get it right back.
Great job on the ride. But you mentioned Greg Raymond. Greg Raymond was such an intense competitor when he was at Hopkins. Won a national championship. Playing fast. That's what he wants his guys to do, play fast.
Chase Scanlon went for the one-handed wraparound. Didn't pan out for him.
He might have forced that a little bit. That's bad force. You don't want to do that in this juncture in the game. See if Hobart pushes the pace here. They seem to be deadly when they go early offense.
The problem is for Hobart, they don't have the depth of Syracuse, and now you're in the fourth quarter. You've been running a lot.
Yeah.
Is that really when you want to crank up the pace?
You're going to have to if you want to win this game. You're going to have to get Syracuse when they're trying to make subs and get in and out and making changes and take advantage of guys, you know, making mistakes off communication in during substitutions.
Another errant pass from Hobart. The turnovers really started to kill the Statesman team.
That's a tough one to give up right now, especially Syracuse has had the hot hand. They'll get that second midfield in, which really doesn't, you don't lose much.
John Desko's told us time and time again, a lot of these guys would be starting on the first line in many programs across the country.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucas Quinn is one of Coach Desko's favorites. He's done a spectacular job.
Give it go to Quinn, right on cue, but denied by Lucchese. Right on the doorstep from point-blank range, and now Hobart's going to look to run.
Great job by Lucchese coming out and challenging stick on stick. From Quinn inside off the backdoor cut.
Rear back and fire, and Drake Porter got that one.
What a blast. Drake Porter takes that one right off the kisser. And then corrals the rebound, by the way. That's being a goalie, folks, is a little different. He just took a 90-mile-an-hour shot off his face and then said, oh, I have to catch the rebound. If I took a 95-mile-an-hour shot off the face, I'd be in the corner crying like a baby.
you'd be flat on your backside.
Very true.
Syracuse really trying to slow that pace. As Hobart tries to ramp that tempo up, Syracuse will slow it right back down.
Syracuse is in the driver's seat being up 4, but you can't have bad flat skips like that. Got to throw the pass.
A lot of contact. Finally, a whistle comes in. They'll stay with the orange.
I love how Hobart is not backing down. They are straight up saying, I'm here, you're going to have to earn your goals, and it's a ground ball, body count, putting body counts down. I love it.
Skip pass, denied. Scanlon went for the alley-oop. And again, Lucchese's there. He's now up to 15 saves. Empty goal, Scanlon perfectly placed. And Chase Scanlon adds another one for the Orange.
Great ride. Great ride by Syracuse once again.
Syracuse goal is his second of the evening and 11th of the season to number 22.
Third goal of the night for number 22, Chase Scanlon. It all started on the defensive end, though.
The shot straight into Drake Porter's face, and he says, I guess I got to get that. And then off the turnover, Syracuse relentless and go figure, Griffin Cook. And then Scanlon, easy as money. Just a little pickup, gathers himself, fakes Lucchese. And Lucchese, nothing Lucchese can do right there. The second team All-American. You're staring down the barrel of sick hands. Cousin of Zed Williams. New York State's all-time leading scorer, by the way, in goals and assists. Former UVA star.
Syracuse has now scored 4 straight goals.
Great ride, a good little wide clear. Hobart nice and patient, just gets it over. They've done a great job clearing all day. Despite the turnovers, they've done a great job clearing. They haven't turned the ball over much. They just off the ground ball, Jay, have had trouble getting the ball off.
Porter got a piece of that one, but it trickles into the cage. John Herlihy, the freshman, had just enough on it. Porter missed it by a little bit. And Hobart, a much-needed goal, their first of this fourth quarter, to pull back within 4.
Herlihy, just a little step down. Fernandez a little late. Porter was on it. Should make that save, but nonetheless, just hit him in the stick. Did that go through his stick? I think that went through his mesh.
It did look like it.
It really did look like it went through the bottom.
That's a first goal for Hobart in more than 9 minutes.
I mean, it.
And this is Syracuse. This is game number 4 in the fourth quarter, and that's really the first mistake you've seen from Drake Porter all season.
Yeah, he's been stellar. He's been a wall. As Chris Duran, my old goalie, used to say, you build the bricks behind you as the quarters go on, brick by brick behind you.
Varello comes in, lays a hit on Hobart, and it's Syracuse ball.
Great hustle by Varello, just putting his nose in on that ground ball, knocking the Hobart defender out, right by Kyle Turry, the assistant, former Duke All-American goalie at Hobart. Syracuse ball.
Tick under 10 minutes. This Carrier Dome, this version of the Carrier Dome before the renovation on Monday. So this will go down as the final college lacrosse game played before the renovations. It's funny, when they opened the Dome in 1981, it was a doubleheader, and Hobart played Brown in the first game. So Hobart actually goes down as winning the first ever lacrosse game in the Carrier Dome before Syracuse beat Navy right after that. So you're speaking with Greg Raymond earlier. He goes, well, we got the first win. We'd like to get the last one.
Such a great guy, great motivator, such an intense coach. Such a great young mind. You know, they got a steal in him at Hobart. He'll be there for years to come. Born in Western New York, Corning kid, loves it that way. Getting lake trout. Sorry about that, Jason Miller. I didn't mean to call them carp. They're lake trout, I guess, out of that lake that I got hit with.
Salmon.
I called it salmon. It was like the color of a blazer I have.
And not a good one. Actually, ESPN doesn't allow you to wear it on air anymore.
They don't wear
The salmon, yeah.
Oh.
And there is Greg Raymond, Hopkins grad. If that job were to open up, I would think he'd be on the top of the list of candidates to come in.
Yeah, without a doubt. He's that guy. He's loved by all the Hopkins alums. Plays on the Hopkins alumni team in Lake Placid.
Lucchese's got to get back in goal. Retreats into it.
Nice job. Little mistake by Hobart. Can't have that at this juncture in the game. 8 minutes left. Up by 4. Hobart's got to get out, press the ball a little bit. I would press right now for a couple of minutes and then sit back in, see if Syracuse can handle the pressure. Got to start to cause some transition early offense for Hobart.
What's so great about this Syracuse team this season is last week it was Trimboli with 5. Now it's Dordovic who has to stick with 5. Scanlon's had more than 5 in a game this season.
Welcome to Anderson Family.
Can beat you. And right on cue, another one does. This time, it's the junior Brendan Curry.
Well, like you said, giddy up. The over-the-top Curry with the shot. The blast stick side high. Syracuse 17, Hobart 12, 7:36 left in the fourth.
Best though memory is definitely my sophomore year. The triple overtime game against Army when our starting goalie Don Madonna threw a full field pass to Ryan Simmons.
Certainly playing and coaching for my father was a great time, and I think what really capped it all off was my son.
What a pass! What a catch in traffic! The shot! Ryan Simmons wins it!
Scoring in triple overtime against Army.
You have never seen anything like that!
What a great moment and great wrap-up of all 4 generations.
So many Carrier Dome memories in the 40 years. It'll go under the knife on Monday. You see Roy Simmons III still on the sideline as part of John Desko's staff, and he's here for every single game. His father, Roy Simmons Jr., a Hall of Famer, a legend, walked the sideline of the Dome from 1981 when it was built through 1998 before he turned the keys over to John Desko. And here he is in 2020, 40 years after they put this Carrier Dome up, here proud of this program to this day.
I can't say anything more than just I love the guy. To see him every day is special. You know, to walk with him, just to give him a hug today was special for me. He did so much for me in my career. I mean, look at me now, next to you.
Rick Beardsley, the 4-time All-American who played for Simi. And Hobart will scoop and score right off the face-off. Don't look now. The Statesmen still have a pulse in this game. Drew Blanchard won the face-off, took it all the way.
Drew Blanchard's doing a great job. Right there, Fernandez should have just trailed the Blanchard with the little tuck and then the little backside finish. Got to slide to that face-off guy. Drew Blanchard, great goal. Gives Hobart some momentum coming out of the TV break.
To put a cap on the Simmons family legacy, it's very rare in any sport you see 4 generations like that. Means so much to a community, a program like you have seen the Simmons at Syracuse lacrosse.
I mean, I hear stories about Coach Simmons Jr.'s father from my father-in-law, Peter DeSilvia, who played baseball and football here at Syracuse in the 50s, on how he was the toughest guy. And then I hear the stories about Simmy Jr., that older gentleman that we saw on camera. When he used to walk through the taverns, I heard the waters would part. He was so deadly because it was a boxer.
Wow.
One of the toughest guys in town, but yet so gentle.
And to see his grandson then score that triple overtime goal to help cap off his Syracuse career. You know, that name, there will be no more important last name when it comes to Syracuse lacrosse than Simmons. Great save by Drake Porter. And as we took under 7 minutes, you're going to see this Hobart offense not get desperate, but throw more and more forward.
I don't know, I love it. They went right to the goal right away. I love the fact that they came out of the break and are trying to attack. I mean, they've played somewhat fast all game long, but now they're going to try and pick up the pace. Let's see if Syracuse can keep up, because Hobart is known for not giving up in these tight games. Great thread the needle pass on that clear to Curry.
We've shown you a couple of Carrier Dome memories as it goes for repair on Monday. I'm curious, what is your favorite Carrier Dome memory? You played in this building for 4 years.
Well, I mean, I've had so many great memories. I think my first game ever here, there was 17,400 people. I was a freshman against UNC. I remember clearing the ball and hearing the crowd and thinking this place was as big as a place as I've ever been. It felt like the clear was a 5,000-yard clear. And then just the welcoming that I got made me feel like this place was special.
Off the top of the pipe right there. Bounces right into the stick of Griffin Cook. As long as we're in the storytelling mood, you said your best memory, best game you've witnessed, either as a player or as a fan?
This one right here.
Oh,
because
come on.
No, I'm kidding. Best as a player or a fan, I loved our 1995 game versus Brown. Dave Evans, three-time All-American at Brown, was a matchup. We traded goals. I had 3 goals in that game.
You had 3 as a defenseman?
We won 13-12, but it was a number 4 versus number 6 to just before the playoffs. Those were great games. Those Brown games were always great with Andy Towers and Oliver Marty.
Squeezing that one by Lucchese. Brendan Curry again didn't have much room to operate, but somehow finds his 4th goal of the night.
Syracuse goal is his 4th of the evening and the 11th of the season. To number 16, Brendan Curry. Time of the goal for Curry.
Curry hits the left low alley. Just a great little individual effort. Just a little slam, beats Lucchese to the floor. Great individual move. And Brendan Curry, the greatest thing about him is the signature arm pads on the forearms. His arms are not big enough to keep the elbow pads up. The elbow pads on the forearms. He's had that since he's been here. Kid is just a great individual talent, comes from great blood.
Can't hit the weight room?
He's hitting the weight room. He's just built that way. He's not as jacked as you. We talked about in the last broadcast.
You keep
how
saying
jacked
I'm jacked. I'm really not that
you
jacked.
have. You've been hitting that gym, Mason Street Gym in Greenwich. I know you have, with my buddy Mario Guaglianone, who owns it. I know. Now you're going to go there.
Timeout taken by Hobart. Statesman trailing by 5. You know, when I'm asking for Carrier Dome memories, you are allowed to give one that does not include yourself.
I know, I'm trying. No. The greatest memory I have, I was here for the 1990 national championship. It wasn't a Hobart game. How about that one? I mean, it wasn't a Syracuse game. In the Dome, it was the national championship.
Here.
Yep, I watched UNC play Towson State, and the guy who I love so much, Steve Kisslinger down there, Cardinal Newman in Florida. He's a coach. I looked up to him, emulated him growing up. Great takeaway guy. He went crazy in that game. That Towson team had Hall of Famers. It was amazing.
Let's take a look at the Inside Lacrosse media poll. You should get a vote in this.
I'm getting close. Getting close.
Yale goes to number 1 after their win against Penn State. Then 3 ACC teams, Syracuse, North Carolina, and Notre Dame. I'll point out there are 4 Ivy League schools in the top 10 with Yale, Princeton, Penn, and Cornell.
Smart guys are good at lacrosse, Jay. I mean, come on. No, but really the big thing for me is North Carolina. Coming in virtually unranked, they grabbed Chris Gray in the offseason. Carolina at 4. Joe Bresci and his team down there in Chapel Hill. Not only do they wear fresh uniforms for Jordan, they're number 4 in the country and looking good.
And then 11 through 20, who on that list do you think is going to move up into that top 10?
Hobart is not going to move up to the top 10. I think Richmond's going to fly up a few spots.
They lost.
It doesn't matter. They played Duke and played them tough. It just depends on what happens.
They're going to be 2 and 3.
Listen to me. You have to look at the middle of that pack. But it's about quality wins, guys. I have my opinion.
Can I give an opinion?
Of course you can.
I think Georgetown, dark horse.
I love Georgetown. Kevin Warren and the crew down there. Kay Warren doing a great job in the Big East.
Veteran group. I think they will make some noise in May. But no doubt about it, the non-conference story in college lacrosse is the Ivy League. And you can see Cornell, ESPNU Sunday take on Ohio State. Noon on ESPNU.
Great effort by Justin Scott. Coming up the right low alley, dumping it lefty with the little Lyle Thompson hook shot, but drains Drake Porter right in the gut. Drake Porter's down the other end, pumping his fist, feeling it right now, getting this crowd into it.
There's a flag down right on the big block S in the middle of Ernie Davis Legends Field.
Syracuse should bleed this shot clock down. Just take their time. Carry behind, set it up. Dordovic's had the hot hand. He's got a great matchup versus Madonna here. Hobart slides early. Got to move that ball. Ball moves quicker than people.
You think they might just run down the 20 seconds?
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. But we had dead air time. I had to talk.
No, you don't. I mean, you do. Great feed inside and another orange goal. This time it was Chase Scanlon camping out in the perfect position. His 4th goal. The orange up to 19, and there's a flag still to come.
I'm curious to see what the flag is.
Orange, number 19. 1 minute, unnecessary.
Oh, Justin Scott, little cross check to the face. Can't do that. It's a naughty, get the yellow flag. And then the skip pass off the invert with time going down. Ball movement inside to Scanlon. Just a simple finish. Like I said earlier, ball movement beats team defense.
Now it's interesting, a year ago, those were a lot of the finishes we saw from Chase Scanlon, kind of the camping out. This season, he's been more bomb from outside. Well, you put the two together, and he becomes a really dangerous player to try and defend.
Yeah, Syracuse is doing all the right things. They're dodging, breaking down. They've attacked. They've figured out they can't attack Hobart from up top, from the midfield, so they're just flipping the offense, turning it around, putting the midfielders behind, the attackmen on the wings, and they have Hobart guessing everywhere right now. Syracuse will go on the man up there. Patented 1-3-2, probably back to a 1-3-2 formation on the rotation.
How about another for the Orange?
Wow.
They can't stop scoring this time. Brandon Curry cashes in on the man-up advantage, and that's the junior's 5th goal of the night.
Syracuse goal is his 5th of the evening and 12th of the season.
I mean, forget about the pass. Just look at the accuracy on this shot. Curry is typically a lefty, goes righty. I mean, oh, Lucchese got a piece of that. Just great man-up offense. Rotated out to an open set where it was a circle in the offense around the outside, and it just 6 beats 5. Dordovic 5, Curry 5, Scanlon 4. As you see there, 3 Syracuse players with 4+ goals. That's balanced scoring right now.
And remember, this game was close for 3 quarters. It was 7-6 at halftime, but the Oranges found another level in this second half.
Syracuse 20 on the board right now against Hobart. I certainly thought that Hobart would get more.
66 has got to serve. 66, he's got to serve.
Hobart's third face-off violation, so it's a 30-second penalty. Syracuse goes right back to the man up. Remember, we told you that this Hobart team came into the game leading the nation in goals per game with 23. Now it's the orange offense that has stolen this show tonight.
Syracuse flipped the switch on him here. Syracuse should bleed this down a little bit. Starting in a 1-3-2. Hobart's not being aggressive.
I've never seen so many people just stand totally still on a lacrosse field. It's like eerie.
Yeah, they need to, if I'm Hobart, you got to go what we would call a bananas, where you just go out, you fly at the ball, make Syracuse want to move and do things. Right now, Syracuse just going to settle in and play 6-on-6.
Is that like a play you have, go bananas,
Yeah,
or
call
just
it
a
bananas.
term?
No, it's
Okay.
a term we use. We used it here at Syracuse. It's when you're in a man down and you just fly at the ball like crazy, try to cause chaos. But wisely, Syracuse just wants to play 6-on-6.
Jamie Trimboli!
And that's why.
The senior capping off a great night for the Orange.
We talked about it in the open. Jamie Trimboli has started to step his game up, Jay. Just says, I'm going to walk in. You're not going to slide to me. Over the top bomb to the low elbow. His signature shot. Trimboli once again, second tonight. He is just on a roll. 13 goals, 0 assists on the year. Just decided, I'm a senior, here we go.
It needs to be revisited when they have performances like this, but you would not think this is Pat March, his first year with this offense. Year number 1, he has come in and 4 games into this season, this thing looks like a well-oiled machine.
Syracuse right now putting 21 up on Hobart, and Hobart's done a real good job. They haven't played quite the competition that Syracuse has, but Syracuse, this is an impressive goal total right now. It will be a pretty impressive victory against a Hobart team that, mind you folks, is a very, very good team. Nothing to take away from Coach Raymond and his team down the street in Geneva. They're going to be very, very good. And like Jay said earlier, you don't want them at the end of the season come playoff time if they win their conference.
And for the Orange, as the Carrier Dome goes under construction, Syracuse hits the road at Johns Hopkins, at Rutgers, and at Duke. If they could get through that stretch 7-0, they would be staking their claim that they are the best team in the country.
Syracuse is pretty good. I think they're going to, from what they're showing now, the big game I'm looking forward to is Syracuse, Notre Dame, and Syracuse, UNC. I think Duke, they'll have enough. I think they'll have enough for Duke. I just want to see those 2 games. They're going to be fun.
Both of those games in Syracuse, but will be played at a local high school, Cicero North Syracuse, down the road. As this era of the Carrier Dome comes to a close, the Orange ends with an offensive explosion and wins this game 21-13. Three-headed monster of Tucker Dordovic, Brendan Curry, and Chase Scanlon. Those guys combined for 14 of the Orange's 21 goals.
Yeah, what can you say? This was an impressive win by the Orange. Syracuse wanted to slow the ball down, is what we were told. They sped it up, hence played the same game that Hobart does and put 21 on a really good team, Jay. That's the most impressive win I've seen from them all year. I'm not even saying anything